Hi, I'm Chellie Cameron, CEO of the City of Philadelphia's Division of Aviation. Welcome to our video series, Runway to Recovery. In this series, we take you behind the scenes of our airport to show you all of the different things that are happening so that we can make sure the airport is safe and welcoming for our guests when they return to fly. We also are taking a lot of steps to make sure that everything is good to go for all of our employees. And that's one of my favorite parts about this series, is that we get to feature employees who are leading the work. There have been operations happening every day. We've been open for business. And what comes along with that is a requirement to make sure that the facility is operational and ready. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you today Allan Moore, Deputy Director of Facilities Maintenance. And there is no one on this airport who knows more about what it takes to keep us up and operational than Allan. Allan, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule, because I know it's really busy, to join us today in the video series.
Thank you, Chellie. I'm very happy to be here today.
So, Allan, you, like me, like most of the folks who work in your department, we have been deemed essential employees during the crisis. Can you talk about what that means and all of the different things that you've had to think about and do to make sure that the facility is ready?
Our employees are not first responders similar to medical and healthcare professionals, but we are certainly essential to help keep the Philadelphia International Airport operating, functioning, and safe. No matter how many planes land on the airfield, there's still 1,000 acres of grass that needs to be cut. No matter how many passengers are in the building, there is still, the lights need to be on, the HVAC systems, the air conditioning systems need to run, and we need folks here to make sure that those systems are operational. And a lot of our employees have been coming to work during this pandemic, and we are very grateful and very appreciative of their service that they're doing for us here at the airport.
What's it been like to you to work during the pandemic? I mean, how has it felt to see the facility the way it's been? I think you know what I'm talking about, those empty hallways.
I do, and I have to admit, when the shutdown first occurred, it was very eerie just how few vehicles were on the road, how few guests we had here in the building, and it was almost surreal. It is very eerie for a facility this large to be almost empty. And I've got to say, it's been great to see traffic start to pick up the past few weeks, the past few days in particular.
I absolutely agree. It's really been great. So can you talk a little bit about the departments that you oversee? And before you start, I just want to say thank you to them directly. They are heroes in my book. Can you talk about the departments and the kind of work that they do?
Sure. In the facilities department, we have about 520 employees on site, or regularly on site, and we need all these folks to help us maintain the roughly 3.3 million square feet of terminal complex that we operate on a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day a week, 365-day-a-year basis. We are always open. We always have folks on site working here. And it's very important that we be here. And likewise, if our employees are here, it's very important that I'm here and that I'm visible to those employees. Within our department, we're broken down into 8 units, which is roughly our administration department, our building maintenance department, HVAC services, electrical and electronic services, our custodial team that maintains this large terminal facility, as well as around 150 restroom facilities. So that's a lot that they have to take care of every day. And of course, our pavements and grounds team, which maintains our roadways, our airfields, that includes runways and taxiways, cuts the 1,000 acres of grass that I already mentioned. You know, they have a lot of work that they do. And let's not forget our central services and supplies, which is our warehousing unit.
One of the things that I think impresses me the most is how passionate they are about the work that they do and how hardworking they are. And so, again, my shout out to our facilities maintenance team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate everything that you do, and I know that the guests do too, even if they don't see you every day like we do. It's been eerie and it's been strange to see not a lot of passengers here, but it's also presented some opportunities. Can you talk about those opportunities and some of the work that we've been able to get done because of the fact that we've been a little less busy than normal?
Absolutely. One of the things we try to do is find opportunity in unfortunate situations. And while it is unfortunate that our passenger levels are low in the terminal facilities, it is a great opportunity to get work done. And we have been doing that. We've increased our cleaning and sanitizing procedures, as well as we've done work such as some elevator and escalator, major rehabilitation and maintenance, particularly in areas in the international terminal where we've had to shut down or that were not operating because of our reduced passengers. We took the opportunity to replace some security doors at one of our security checkpoints. We've also been restriping our airfield as well as some of our parking lots, because right now they're probably 90% empty. So it's a great opportunity to get that work done so that we don't impact our guests in the future when traffic recovers.
I love how you and the team have really gone through a process of prioritizing the projects to make sure that you hit the ones that are most important and will have the most impact on the passengers. That's really been great. I want to go back to a point you made with the last question, though, and have you do a little bit of a deeper dive. You talked about cleaning and sanitizing. Of all the surveys that I've looked at, that is something that everybody is interested in knowing more about. How can they be sure that things are clean and sanitized when they come to the airport? Can you share the process with our viewers so that they have a better understanding?
In addition to our normal daily cleaning, back when the pandemic first started in early March, we instituted additional sanitizing and disinfecting efforts in our high touch point areas, potential disease transfer points. These can be things like elevator buttons, door handles, handrails, seating armrests, things that people touch every day. And we started that using a variety of germicide and virucide cleaners that have relatively quick kill time and provide a measure of protection for our guests. A lot of that work is done at night, which is when our custodial staffing is at our greatest, but also when terminal occupancy is at its lowest. So unfortunately, it's not as visible as we would like it to be to our guests, but that's why we have to engage in branding and messaging to let folks know that we are doing this work, and we want them to feel confident about their travel through Philadelphia International Airport. And in addition to cleaning and sanitizing, we've been exploring other technologies that may be able to help us out, whether it's UV light technology. We've looked at scrubbing robots and other types of sanitization procedures. We do think that there are potential opportunities out there that can help us.
Talk about the touchless tech, easy for me to say, right? Touchless technology that you've been focused on, not just during the pandemic, but way in advance. And talk about how that served us.
That's correct. Years ago, we recognized the importance that the restrooms play in our overall guest experience here at the airport. So back then, we started implementing improvements that we thought be able to better serve our guests. And these included things like installing touchless flush valves, paper towel dispensers, soap dispensers, touchless faucets, and more recently, touchless water bottle filling stations. And those improvements we made in years past have really lent themselves to helping us provide a more touch-free environment and reduce potential disease transfer to not only our guests, but our employees, as well as our stakeholders that work here at the airport.
Allan, I know we sat down and you went through an inventory of all of the different things that are touchless today. And I was blown away by how much there really was. So you really were ahead of the game, and that's just fantastic. We just got off another call, another Teams meeting that was the inaugural steering committee meeting for our Guest Experience Council. Can you talk about what that means to you, the whole collaboration with all of the stakeholders at the airport, and why you were so excited to get that started?
Absolutely. I do think it is very important that we all have a unified message, not only with the airport, but with all of our airlines, concessionaires, and others operating here, that we have a consistent message with consistent process, and that really we're doing what we say we're going to do. If we're talking about we're going to be cleaning or doing physical distancing, to make sure that we're actually doing what we say. I think it's important that collectively we all send the same message and that we're all on the same page about what we're doing here at the airport. Not only the airport employees, but also our airline stakeholders, as well as concessionaires and others who work in this facility, that we do what we say we're doing in terms of cleaning, social distancing, wearing our masks. It is very important to convey that sense of confidence and cleanliness to our guests and our passengers and say, hey, we are ready, we are here, and we're ready to get back to business. So I'm very happy to be part of that team and looking forward to it.
And we've talked a lot about that it's an ecosystem, that the airport really couldn't be successful on its own, that it takes all the partners and everybody coming together.
Absolutely.
And hopefully this effort will really start to emphasize that. Memorial Day, we just got through that weekend, and normally it would be a really busy, crazy place. And compared to where we were, it was busy.
It is great to see the uptick in passengers through our facility, and I think that's a great morale boost for our employees who have been coming to work every day, because as we know, the travel and hospitality industry has suffered greatly during this pandemic, and I think it's important for our employees as well as the public to see that business is picking up and that we are very optimistic about our future here and that we will recover from this.
I agree. It made me feel just wonderful. So, Allan, I just want to say thank you to you and your team. You work so hard to make sure that this facility is ready and that our guests feel welcome. Some of our folks your team members are visible to the traveling public, but a lot are behind the scenes, just making it happen every day. And so I just want to say thank you again.
Thank you, Chellie. We really appreciate that. And it's good to know that our folks are appreciated even when they aren't as visible. But we will make sure we get the word out and let them know. And we're very happy to have them as part of our team here at Philadelphia International Airport.
And to any of our viewers who are guests in our facility traveling on a trip, if you see a custodian, stop and say thank you. You have no idea what those folks do to make sure that your experience is great. Again, thank you for joining me today, Allan.
Thank you very much, Chellie. Glad to do it.
To learn more about our steps towards recovery, please visit our website, phl.org. That's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Chellie Cameron.